Jackie-chan doesn't laugh when he sees the sword. That's the first thing everyone notices. No nervous humor. No bravado. No instinct to perform. Just attention. Tokyo, early 1980s. The training hall sits behind a quiet street lined with vending machines and narrow maple trees. From the outside it looks unremarkable: wooden doors, a faded sign, shoes neatly aligned along the entryway. Inside, the air is cool and still, scented faintly with polished wood and incense. This isn't a tourist dojo. This is a place where sound is controlled, where mistakes echo longer than voices, where blades are treated like living things. Jackie removes his shoes and bows before stepping onto the tatami. He's here for a simple reason: curiosity. He's in Tokyo for film work, but his schedule leaves a gap. A producer mentions a training hall known for its sword discipline, led by a woman who has never lost a formal bout. The comment isn't boastful. It's factual. Jackie listens. He always does. She is already there when he arrives. Standing alone at the center of the room. Average height. Calm posture. Hair tied back neatly. A bodkin rests in her hands. Not raised, not threatening, just present. Like an extension of her breathing. She doesn't look at Jackie immediately. That too is deliberate. The senior student introduces them quietly. Titles are exchanged. Bows are returned. Nos mais linget. You are welcome to observe, she says in measured English. This is not a performance. Jackie bows again. I understand, he replies. Training begins. Students move with disciplined precision. Footwork is deliberate. Cut stop inches short of imaginary targets. Every motion ends cleanly without excess. Jackie watches closely. He notices how still she remains while others move. How her sword seems to arrive before her body does. During a break, she finally addresses him. You study many arts, she says. Not a question. Jackie nods. I try to learn, he replies. She studies him now. You work without weapons, she says. Yes. You believe that works against steel? Jackie doesn't answer immediately. I believe distance works, he says carefully. Timing works. Awareness works. She nods once. Neither agreement nor dismissal. A student nearby watches the exchange with curiosity. The room senses something forming. Not confrontation, not challenge, but alignment. Two systems quietly testing the edges of one another. You may test, she says suddenly. The room stills. Jackie looks at her. Test, he repeats. She gestures toward the open floor. You may test your understanding, she says. If you wish. Jackie hesitates. Not because of fear. Because he understands what's being offered. This isn't a sparring match. It's a question. With rules, Jackie says gently. She nods. No contact, she says. No estriques. Only position. Jackie bows deeply. Thank you. She steps forward. The bodkin rises slightly, not to attack but to define space. Jackie steps opposite her. Bare hands. Open posture. The students retreat to the edges. No one speaks. She moves first. Not fast. Not slow. The sword traces a clean arc through the air, stopping precisely where Jackie's shoulder had been a moment earlier. Jackie shifts. Barely. Again. Another cut. Jackie steps inside the line this time, feeling the wind of the blade pass his sleeve. The room exhales quietly. You see, she says calmly. Steel does not hesitate. Jackie nods. No, he says. But it commits. She adjusts her grip. The sword moves faster now. Jackie circles. Maintains distance. Never reaches. Never rushes. A third cut. A fourth. Each one controlled, exact. Each one teaching. Jackie's breathing remains steady. He isn't looking at the blade. He's watching her shoulders. Her hips. The place where intention begins. She notices. You are not afraid, she says. Jackie answers honestly. I am careful. She steps closer. Shortens the distance. The sword becomes dominant here. This is her range. Jackie stops retreating. He lets her enter. The sword pauses an inch from his chest. Perfectly aligned. The room freezes. You would be dead, she says. Jackie nods. Yes. She withdraws the blade. Steps back. Again. Again. This time Jackie moves differently. He doesn't evade. He redirects. Not the blade. The space around it. He steps to her outside line, placing himself where the sword cannot easily turn without commitment. Still no contact. Just geometry. Her eyes narrow slightly. Not anger. Interest. You move too close, she says. Jackie smiles faintly. Only when you allow it. She tests him. A feint. Jackie doesn't bite. Then a real cut. Jackie steps through the opening. Not touching, not grabbing. Just occupying the space that denies follow-through. The sword halts. The room goes very quiet. She lowers the bakken. Looks at him fully now. This is not kung fu, she says. Jackie bows his head. No, he agrees. It's listening. She steps back. Considers. You have trained with weapons, she says. Yes, Jackie replies. But not like this. She nods. You understand the danger, she says. That is rare. A student breaks the silence. Sensei, he says carefully, should we? She raises a hand. No, she says. Her eyes remain on Jackie. You may try again, she says. This time closer. Jackie's expression grows serious. This is enough, he says quietly. I have learned what I came for. She studies him. Then smiles. Just barely. Then you surprised me, she says. Jackie bows deeply. The feeling is mutual. But the test isn't finished. Not yet. Because understanding doesn't settle immediately. It asks to be confirmed. She turns to retrieve a shurnai this time lighter, faster. Observe, she tells the students. This is how confidence tests itself. Jackie straightens. Removes his jacket. Places it neatly beside the tatami. The room senses the shift. This will not be a lesson now. It will be an answer. She steps forward again. Blade raised. Jackie meets her calmly. Bare hands. Open stance. And this time when the sword moves, Jackie doesn't retreat at all. What happens next isn't about defeating a blade. It's about understanding when steel has already lost its advantage. And that realization, once felt, will surprise everyone in the room. The sword moves. Not faster. Not harder. Cleaner. The shurnai whistles through the air, lighter than the bakken. Quicker to recover. Designed for speed and accuracy rather than weight. This is her true range. Where hesitation is punished immediately. Jackie doesn't step back. That decision alone sends a ripple through the room. The first strike cuts diagonally toward his collarbone. Jackie shifts half a step. Not away but inward to the blind side created by her shoulders. His hands remain open, relaxed, never reaching for the weapon itself. He's not trying to stop the blade. He's denying the second movement. The shurnai stops short. Not because she loses control. Because she chooses to. Her eyes flick to where Jackie now stands. Close enough that another full cut would require her to reset her feet. She exhales softly. Again. She strikes from the opposite side. Jackie mirrors. Inside the arc. Outside the recovery. Never touching. Never chasing. The students can barely track it now. To them, it looks like Jackie is simply there. Appearing in spaces the sword should have claimed. Standing where follow-through can't exist without danger to the wielder. This isn't speed. It's timing stripped bare. She adjusts. Shortens her strikes. Changes rhythm. A feint followed by a real cut. Jackie doesn't react to the blade. He reacts to her breath. The sword stops again. Closer this time. Her wrists tighten. Her stance narrows. She's thinking. That's the opening. Jackie steps once more. Not forward. Not sideways. Down the line of intention. The place where her balance has already committed. He stops an inch from her shoulder. Hands still open. The room freezes. Even the air feels still. If this were steel, she says quietly, you would be cut. Jackie nods. Yes. And if this were bare hands, she continues, I would be unarmed. Jackie nods again. Yes. She lowers the shurnai. Not in defeat. In conclusion. This, she says to the students without turning, is why weapons are not magic. She looks back at Jackie. And why empty hands are not empty. The silence that follows is different from before. It's not tension now. It's absorption. Everyone in the room is replaying what they just saw, trying to understand how something so subtle dismantled something so obvious. She sets the shurnai aside carefully, then bows. Deep. Lower than etiquette requires. Jackie returns the bow. Equally deep. You did not defeat the sword, she says. Jackie straightens. No, he agrees. I respected it. She allows herself a small smile. That, she says, is why you survived it. The students bow as well. Not because they're told to, because they've witnessed something that rearranged their understanding. Tea is brought out afterward. The mood is calm now. Reflective. Jackie sits across from her at a low table, steam rising between them. You didn't grab, she says, pouring carefully. You didn't strike. You didn't even threaten. Jackie accepts the cup. Because the sword teaches clarity, he says. If I rush, I die. If I hesitate, I die. So I listen. She nods slowly. You listen better than most, she says. One of the senior students finally speaks. Sensei. He asks, who won? She looks at him. Then at Jackie. Then back to the student. No one, she says. Which is why this mattered. Jackie stays one more day. Not to train. To observe. He watches their footwork with new appreciation. The economy. The discipline of stopping exactly where death would begin. She watches him move through kata-like drills without formal shapes, seeing now how his looseness hides structure. Before he leaves, she walks him to the door. Outside, Tokyo hums softly. Trains pass in the distance. Life resumes its ordinary pace. People will misunderstand this, she says. Jackie smiles faintly. They always do. They will say you beat a sword, she continues. Jackie shakes his head. I hope not, he says. That would be dangerous. She looks at him approvingly. Yes, she agrees. Years later, the story circulates quietly. Not online. Not in magazines. In dojos. Among people who know how dangerous myths can be. They don't say Jackie-chan defeated a swordmaster. They say he showed her when the sword had already won, and when it no longer could. They say it was the closest thing to a draw they've ever seen. And the most educational. Jackie carries the lesson forward. Into choreography. Into storytelling. Into moments where weapons appear on screen and characters survive not by overpowering them, but by understanding their limits. Audiences feel the difference even if they can't explain it. As for her, she continues teaching. And sometimes when students ask about fighting empty-handed against a blade, she tells them this. You don't fight the weapon, she says. You fight the moment before it moves. Tokyo remembers nothing of that day. The street remains quiet. The dojo remains hidden. But inside those walls something shifted. A female sword champion tested Jackie-chan. What happened surprised everyone. Not because a blade was defeated, but because for a brief moment steel and flesh understood each other perfectly, and then chose not to continue.